Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with another fantastic video for you. The K1 Visa Green Card channel, which I put together in Bogota, Colombia with my beautiful wife Karina from Venezuela to help you get your green cards and K1 visas adjudicated, processed, approved for free. Absolutely free. You don't need an immigration attorney to do this. Now, I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't work for USCIS, and I do not give you legal advice, but I got 13 years experience of processing green cards and K1 visas, including my beautiful wife from Venezuela, who is on her 2-year green card and is getting ready to process her 10-year green card as a joint couple. Now, this video is about the 75 countries that have been placed on an immigration hold. I want, first of all, to explain to you guys not to panic if you are from one of those countries, okay? When USCIS or when somebody in the government says something is indefinite, okay, it's not indefinite. Nothing is indefinite. So let's get that cleared up right away. So if you're from one of those 75 countries, then it sucks right now. But yesterday, January 14th, 2026, the United States government, or USCIS, announced that they are suspending the processing of immigrant visas from 75 countries. Okay? This is what President Trump has ordered them to do via Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, who, by the way, are doing a good job so far with securing our borders. President Donald Trump is restricting entry for foreigners who are seeking to live in the United States on immigrant visas, okay, which includes spousal visas and most likely includes K1 visas at the moment. A State Department spokesman said the State Department is pausing immigrant visa processing for 75 countries. And according to a memo that I saw on Fox News Digital, consular officers have been directed to refuse visas under the existing law while the department is reassessing its screening and vetting procedures regarding public charge. So this is pertaining to people that are very close or not quite on the income threshold for a green card, okay? Now today is January 15th, 2026. The pause is going to begin on January 21st, 2026, and they say it's going to continue indefinitely until the review is complete. So in other words, what it means is when the review is complete, they're going to lift the block. Okay, so it's not indefinitely. This suspension is going to apply only to immigrant visas and does not affect non-immigrant visas, which is like tourist visas, business visas, temporary stays. Now the K1 visa is technically a non-immigrant visa, so we'll see how that plays out. It's a non-immigrant visa. Now the full list of affected countries I'm going to arrange it by continent. Okay, so it makes it easier for you to follow this video. And this is how it goes. Okay, Africa has been blocked by 27 countries. So 27 countries in Africa have been blocked. Algeria is one of those countries. Cameroon, Cape Verde, Côte d'Ivoire, Côte d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Egypt, Eritrea, Ethiopia, let's see, Gambia has been put on this list, and so has Ghana. So if a lot of people from Ghana trying to come here, Guinea and Liberia. Now Ghana requires 2 K1 visa interviews also, and Libya, Morocco. Morocco, why that country's on the list, I have no idea. Nigeria, the Republic of Congo, and Rwanda. Now these are countries in Africa, okay? Senegal is on the list, and Sierra Leone. Let's see, Somalia. I can understand Somalia being on the list, okay? South Sudan, so both the Sudans, and Tanzania is on this list of African countries. Togo, Tunisia, and I'm going to put a list on the screen for you to see it, okay? Uganda and Yemen. So those are the countries in Africa that are currently being blocked from getting immigrant green cards. let's move on to the next country, Asia. There are 22 countries in Asia that are currently being blocked from getting immigrant green cards. Afghanistan, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Burma, Cambodia, Georgia. That's interesting. The country of Georgia, very interesting. Iran, I can understand Iran. Iraq is blocked. Jordan is an ally of the United States. Why is Jordan on this list? Kazakhstan, Kuwait, a little island with a small population. Kyrgyzstan, Laos, let's see, Lebanon, well, a lot of political instability in Lebanon. Mongolia and Nepal, seriously. Pakistan, Syria, political instability in Syria, and Thailand. My dad lives in Thailand. Why is Thailand on this list? Uzbekistan. Those are the countries in Asia that currently have blocked green cards. Now let's move on to Europe. There are 8 countries in Europe that have this block in place, starting with Albania, Belarus, Bosnia, Kosovo, Macedonia, Moldova, okay, but Moldova I don't understand, Montenegro, Russia, I can understand Russia, but it's not the people who are the problem, it's the government. Those are the countries in Europe that have been blocked, those 8 countries, and I'm putting this in alphabetical order, okay? Now moving into North America and the Caribbean, 13 countries are blocked. Antigua and Barbuda, Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, why Belize? Cuba, Communist Cuba, Dominica, which is not the Dominican Republic, is a total different country from the Dominican Republic, is Dominica, Grenada, Guatemala, Haiti, Jamaica, Nicaragua, I can understand Nicaragua is run by a communist dictator, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. Those are the countries in the Caribbean and in the North America. Okay? Now let's move on to South America, where my beautiful wife is from. South America, 3 countries, Brazil, Colombia, and Uruguay. Now, Oceania is only one country in Oceania, and that is the beautiful islands of Fiji. So they're on the list also. Now, try to relax, because this block is only while they review income thresholds of U.S. citizens from those countries who are sponsors, okay? The move's going to affect thousands of prospective immigrants, okay? And comes amid ongoing debates over the United States immigration policies, with officials citing the need to strengthen national security, which I understand, and ensure proper vetting, which I understand. So try to stay relaxed, try to stay calm. When they say it's indefinite, nothing's ever indefinite, it's temporary. They're going to figure out how much the U.S. citizen sponsors are making financially. It's going to all boil down to how much money do you make, American citizen sponsor? Are you above the 125% minimum income requirements? Are you above the 100% for the K-1 visa interview? And remember, if your green card has been approved already by the USCIS Service Center, if you go to a visa interview, a green card interview for an immigrant visa, the consular officers from those countries, those 75 countries, have been directed to refuse you the benefit. If your green card hasn't been approved yet, if it's still in process, if you filed the I-130, it's still going through the system and it hasn't been approved, hopefully by the time it gets to the approval stage, this so-called indefinite ban will be lifted. Okay? So if you're in one of these countries, if you're in this situation, you can always, this is where an immigration attorney would come in handy. You could always hire an immigration attorney to force USCIS to adjudicate your case. And you can do it yourself if you want through a federal lawsuit, a mandamus, I think is what it's called. But I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm just giving you options. Okay. So those are the countries. The reasoning behind it is because of income, and the U.S. government is trying to prevent people from those countries coming to the United States and becoming a public charge. So if you make way above the income thresholds, once they've done the review of your application, once they've figured out how to get this squared away, then the process is going to continue again. Thanks for watching the videos, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And if you want to be a member, join up as a member of the channel for $9.99. You get my phone number. You can email me, text me, contact me. But I don't give you legal advice. But I've got 13 years. I've been doing this for a long time. And I've helped people successfully for 13 years. I also do a live stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central Time, sometimes during the day, depending on what's going on. And be patient during the process, and when you hear the word indefinite pause or a permanent pause, it's not permanent. It's while they review the documents. Okay? See you at the next live stream.
I'll be back.